Hey.
Yes, sir.
You know what it is.
It's episode 5.
We on a
Backyard
roll.
Therapy. Yeah, we rolling 5 episodes in. You know how it go.
You know
Thanks
how
for
it
tuning
go.
in as usual.
For sure. We appreciate the support. Keep liking, subscribing. Like you say, we down for engagement. Send us music. Send us whatever. We can review. We can talk about it. Give you the real. We ain't bullshitting this lot.
No siree.
Anyway, Backyard Therapy Podcast.
We got a special guest with us.
Okay.
Yo.
Who there?
It's that boy AZ, straight up the east side.
Hey.
Rapping with my niggas.
I thought you was the poor prince, man.
I mean, sometimes you gotta have multiple monikers. You gotta shift up the aliases every now and again. You gotta keep them guessing,
They ain't even catch a double entendre. Oh, the poor prince.
Oh, damn.
The pause, the prince, the lion. Hey, I need broke. Yeah, but anyway,
Working on that, though. Working on that.
Cynthia, Paul Prince, Francois, we come to bring y'all a special little episode. See what we could do. A lot been going on though. A lot been going fucking on.
What do you think's in the
What
world?
do you think we should cop it off? What do you think we should start it off with, man?
I think, last time we talked about our government, our Bahamian government educating the people on, vaccine awareness is what I'll call it, because, I think you guys will have the same experience as me, but you talk to people around you, whether it's your friends, family, or coworkers, you talk to them about the vaccine,
Yes.
and most of the time they are not on board with the
Factual information.
they are
Agreed.
not on board.
It's so scary, dog. It's like there is no person who has gone to a private primary school or a private high school that didn't have to get multiple rounds of vaccinations in order to even get in the door in the first place. So the fact that these folks are grown men and women completely afraid of something that has been a part of their life for as long as they know is mind numbing, to be honest.
It's true. We saw the Ministry of Health actually put out some basically some vaccine education notices, I guess. Basically saying like, hey guys, the point of the vaccine is not to chip you. There's the fact that we have to explain it is a bit sad on some degrees, but they were also saying like, hey guys, this is no way that this chip is no way to directly communicate. The only records we keep is when you come to take the vaccine, and we just put your name down in the record, so we just have the record.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no tracking, and a lot of people are quick to throw up like, oh, they're gonna track us, but y'all are walking around with smartphones every day.
Preach.
Y'all are constantly looking in your phones.
Blasting your location to cell towers all over the country.
Snapchat literally shows your location regardless once you have it on.
And I show your GPS on.
You know that.
Oh, and you think Snapchat is the lead when it's every 24 hours? Ain't
No way. That's
a
24.
deep
That's
database.
24/7.
That's a deep database.
24/7. Fuck.
Snapchat got all of that. Yeah.
But those that's just, we live in that social media information age where this shit is very much so liable to happen. Which sucks.
But thanks to the government for at least rolling those posts out.
Facts.
Hopefully it helps some people.
Mm-hmm.
Also, our former Minister of Health, Dwayne Sands, he had some opinions today.
Mm-hmm.
One of them, which I guess people would think off the bat is a little bit silly, is he thinks it should be required that we have on 2 masks as opposed to 1. And right off the bat, that may sound silly to people, but it could help. It could help. 2-layer of protection is definitely better than 1.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, especially if you're carrying it, and people around you carrying it. So, how do you feel with that?
Dr. Fauci says wearing 2 face coverings could give you the same level of protection as those same N95 masks that hospital workers use that essentially give 95%. You could get in the high 80s, low 70s of protection from all fucking pathogens and respiratory borne illnesses that are passed through spittle because of the double mask stuff. So the science is there. It's just the fact that people's relationship with science is so fractured. Like,
Yep.
folks pick and choose when they want to believe scientists, and
Yep.
when it's just like their relationship with religion. Like, whatever suits them for the moment, or makes them feel more comfortable about their current circumstances is usually what the modus operandi.
I agree. I mean, I agree. The other day, and we say this every episode, but hey, keep your mask up, hey. The other day, in this country, you are required to put on a mask if you're in, maybe not if you're going for a jog, but if you're walking into a public place, even a private place, you need to have the mask on. And people always try. This lady tried to come in the store the other day. She had on a badge saying, I can't wear this mask due to health reasons. And I was like, wait, if she come in here, then I gotta go. I mean, I got on my mask, but please, if we just bend in the knee for people like this, come on.
I mean, some people, like, it really depends. It's a case by case thing, because some folks might have a legitimate, like, reason that, like, they might already be, like, anemic or whatever.
Agreed.
So they might retaining more CO2 may really mess with them. But it's like when you rock with when you like you say, be in the store and you see folks with their masks just like drifting on their top lip, like completely not covering their nose at all. It's like you are completely missing the entire point of wearing the mask in the first place.
Yep.
Like, you just wearing it so you have the what kind of grinds my gears, and like, I know folks don't always have the ability to make a different decision in this arena, but like, when you come in with your child that is less than 1 year old or 2 years old,
yes,
and you got your mask on, and mommy have a mask on, and your other daughter got a mask on, but the 1 year old ain't got nothing on, and he's sleeping in your arm, and
exactly,
because it's like, you think the baby can't catch the virus or something?
But the thing about it is, I agree with you. Children, the reason why they don't want to give vaccines to children immediately is because they already know that children are more susceptible to get it. The only reason they don't get it is because they're low. And how COVID passes through is through, mouth and nose, so breathing. So because they're lower than us, they have a less likely chance. So that's why
it's directly in your arms all day.
I agree. But that's their reason why babies and kids up to a certain age do not have to wear a mask.
Right. I don't mind the ones that's coming with the face shields.
Yeah, a little face shield,
that makes sense.
Something.
But it's like when you rocking with your baby and they snoring, they head kicking back over your arm, and you rocking cool with your mask. You ain't getting nothing, but you might end up in the hospital with your youth. And next thing you know, you get it because you're in the hospital just off the strain of being in the hospital.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's so, like, it's the small decisions that end up in a domino effect that people don't, we need more interaction between the health community and the actual communities that they serve, because that one government PSA can only go so far.
That's true. I mean, exactly. You could put out something on Twitter and say, hey guys, this is what's going on, but it needs to be more than that, because people could just look at that and be like, oh, it's just lies. It's easy for that, maybe. And our government believes that if all goes well by the end of this year, we wouldn't have any COVID regulations, like they would be lifted.
Yes.
Because we're doing so well. So I was just about to say, we have to start teaching this in the schools, but is it worth it to really put that sort of? I think actually, now that I mentioned it, it probably would be worth it, because this isn't going to be the first time something like this happens. We're going to have other type of pathogens or some type of virus in the future.
Another pandemic.
And it may not even be in our lifetime, but maybe it's would be worth it to start teaching stuff like this in school now. Better habits, better hygiene, cleanliness.
I mean, it happened with like the majority of the Asian countries. Like, once they had like SARS and those crazy airborne pathogens back in the day, and they just adopted the habit of wearing masks everywhere they go.
Yep.
And like, we looked at them like so
crazy.
Legitimately, I used to look at them
yes.
like, why the fuck are you in the airport? Like,
wearing a mask.
Like, straighten your immune system, bitch. Like, what the fuck?
Let me show you something. When I first, because Okundo moved to China, my cousin. when he was over there in China, and I was always into Asian and Japanese culture, so I'd see how people in Japan would move around. Some of them wear masks, and then I used to see videos of China because me and Drew used to watch videos, dash cam videos of people driving and crashing and whatnot. So it used to be interesting to us. But then you'd see like just videos of masks, like even news of a mass amount of people wearing masks, and I always questioned it, and then I looked it up, and then even my best friend came to me and was like, "Yeah, base smog is horrible over there." So they used to that.
Yeah, and also like it's so like it's they wear masks so much that the Chinese government had to fucking make facial recognition technology that was so good that it could recognize them through masks, like through eye contact. It's like surveillance over there is like it's a whole different level. Like we eventually we can get there because we love to get in bed with China.
Oh yeah.
No, we been fucking.
Yeah.
We been fucking.
That's
a late night booty.
Not a late
yeah.
night. So, wait,
Anytime
they live in.
We need that. We need that thing.
Wait,
Come by.
from the stadium.
Come by, China.
They never invite us on a date. They just start fucking us.
Real talk. Real talk. They treat us like a street hooker dog.
If
My
that
goodness.
much.
That's true. You know, it's about to be some street hookers though. This Sophie robot that they're about to roll out.
Bro,
Yeah, man.
That's a good. That's
see
a good
now,
segue.
Francois reminded me of that, but I've been seeing memes and pictures of it for years. So there's two companies. I don't know the name of this company specifically that I'm worried about, but I'm happy about because my worry is AI. AI is unpredictable in my opinion. You can program them,
Wait.
but if you program them too far, we don't know where that is yet.
These ain't just fuck dolls. Like these
These
like
ain't-
full on.
these
like,
are
thinking. Nah.
utterly
Why
artificial.
They ain't no like iRobots, you know.
No.
You can't
But
put
this
them
the
to
They
first
have
step.
they have
Yeah, this-
feelings.
this
They can
is-
develop.
This is the first step.
Why are we doing
Wait, before we
this?
get that far, the second company, Boston Dynamics.
Yeah.
They the niggas who made those fucking attack dogs
Yeah.
that look like that came out that movie that I showed you.
Yeah.
Oh no, that was off an episode of Black
A
Clover.
Black Mirror Metalhead.
Black Mirror.
Right.
Yes.
I appreciate
Those
like,
shit-
there's utility in that, right?
Exactly for war.
Agreed.
That's where it's gonna be eventually. But very, you know, we
It's better
already.
than having people fucking killing people. Like let the machines kill each other, and whoever has the best machines wins.
Yo, we've been.
I dig that.
We've been deploying drones over to
But
these
drones to
countries.
kill people.
Yeah, that's true.
Don't say
But
we. Them.
not we. Yes, not we. Them. They.
Cough, Obama.
Yeah, they
I
deploy
knew it was
drones
happening before him too. So
I know.
that's-
I know.
Yeah,
Status quo.
Yeah.
for years before. But you know, honestly, the purpose for these Sophie robots initially is to provide like some
Human.
social interaction to these people who will be like isolated from
Yes.
COVID, isolated because of COVID.
Oh, they pushed it more towards that.
Right.
Okay.
That sounds
Because
like
I don't
a
know what they were
huge gimmick.
originally developing it for.
I mean, it makes sense for like Asian countries where you have like a huge disparity in male population versus female population.
Yeah.
Like they kind of need something to satiate them, man, because like they get into a restless, like this get into a restless generation.
Yeah.
Based on like their sexual frustration and whatnot. But it's like I just don't see AI sex robots going anywhere that is good for us.
Dog, this whenever we get to the year probably like 2023 where we're gonna have like actual like serious prostitute like robots, you could order them, they walk up to your house, like knock on your door, hey, I'm here.
Is that better than
Yeah.
Is that better than somebody being sex trafficked into prostitution, and then now that's just her?
That opens a whole new wormhole.
Right.
Because that's like,
Yeah.
are the AI, the somewhat sentient AI,
Oh,
going to have a union?
Shit.
They could. I mean,
Like, because we got
That's
these crazy
years down
people,
the
these
line,
crazy
though. There's
people
gonna
that could be
be-
like, it's wrong to enslave them,
There's
just like
gonna
how
be
they
generations
enslave.
of abuse before they get any traction before that, though.
But
So
who
that's an ethical
knows it?
question
it
for down the line.
For sure, I agree. But who knows how smart they can make them when they release? How predictable they are. That's code.
we know humans, we're gonna run out. We're gonna give them all the smartness until eventually we're gonna reach a point in the future where the AI and the machines are running countries, running governments, running armies, military.
Yes.
It's gonna get to that point. But as of right now, this is the beginning. 2021 seems like the technology year, because we have a lot of this future stuff starting to roll out now, and COVID is pushing a lot of it. Honestly, COVID is pushing a lot of it.
Tragedy does force innovation. That's for damn sure. But it's like it sucks that it had to be on this level, this scale, in order for folks to realize that we've been sitting on our laurels for too long.
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
Hmm.
You know, recently we play games.
Mhm.
Yes, you play games.
Absolutely.
Of course.
All right. Well, we all know
I have
about
a tattoo of fucking Roxas on my right arm.
There we go.
Yeah, he got
That's-
that Kingdom on sleeve.
That's what we talking about.
I ain't gonna lie. I got the I'll do you on mine. Mine have a little color and shit, babe.
I did regret not getting color on mine.
All us gonna have great tattoos.
Yep. Tattoo
Um,
gang.
But we're on the topic. We're gonna touch on this game topic, Electronic Arts.
Mhm.
Plenty of us know them. They publish a lot of sports games, a lot of Madden, a lot of FIFA. We know about their microtransaction ways, but recently they have lost their exclusive rights to
Oh,
publish
fuck.
Star Wars games.
That's crazy.
They've had a monopoly on that since, I believe, the early 2000s, like 2006 or so.
Disney couldn't wait to get out of that deal.
They were behind KOTOR, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
I like KOTOR number one.
Everybody
Okay.
loves it.
loves
Okay,
Everybody
it.
loves
now, and of course, I think the old Battlefield.
Mhm.
The Battlefront.
Battlefront, the
And
old
Battlefield. And Battlefield.
Yeah. But yeah, they're behind that too.
Mm.
I don't know who's the best company to take them right now. Is Lucas Games a thing?
It is, but
How
it's not
reputable?
proven.
How reputable are they?
It's their brand new studio.
Lucas.
It's like,
yeah.
it's like the Harry Potter situation as well. This is like that's a brand new studio doing a very ambitious game for like fans that have been starving for something in this universe for decades. Like there's not been a legitimately revolutionary like wizarding Harry Potter game since like the Lego series.
You're
back
right.
in, like,
I
Xbox
only
360.
like
right.
Lego games.
You're right.
Like, that's the only ones that-
all the Lego games
That's the
are
only ones that
amazing.
matter.
You're right.
Like there's never been. In my opinion, there's no bad Lego game.
There isn't.
They knock it out of the park
They
every
are-
time because they just
all
be,
agree.
they have freedom to do whatever they want. I don't know.
Exactly, and the humor's there. It's
Yeah,
serious,
exactly.
but the humor's there, and the
No
gameplay is funner.
dialogue. It's all slapstick. It's just. But yeah, though.
You can talk a little bit louder.
No problem. But fucking Electronic Arts, dog, like EA been like that's just their money grubbing ways coming back to get them, like when you
For
want
years.
hoard IPs and hoard studios and whatnot, like eventually there's gonna be a bigger badder studio, a bigger badder company that's gonna be like, nah, we want our IP, we want this, like, and I probably trust if even if it's just like Disney themselves,
Yeah.
if they go off and start making games, like I trust them far more than I trust fucking EA to make something that makes sense for Star Wars.
I just
at
need
this
to. I
point.
just need to see them do something first, because I don't want them to do shit with it.
EA has been. They've been catching a lot of fire lately, especially from the Star Wars games fans, because
Yes.
their recent Star Wars games have not been good.
And they get microtransactions.
That's all
Oh yeah,
it is.
the only decent
Other
one
ass.
has been like
Fallen
Fallen Order, the
Yes.
recent
It's pretty
one,
good.
and
It's
yeah,
pretty good.
yeah, people give that a lot of praise, but
It's
Battlefront,
too Dark Souls for me.
eh,
It's
I like
so-
Dark
it's
Souls.
unnecessarily
Me
difficult.
and Andrew, we're Dark Souls, Dark, whatever fans.
Mm.
Fair enough. It's unnecessarily
So
difficult.
Firm Software.
Because I don't know, maybe it's just me and my game style. But it's like the timing windows always seem like I'm always like either 1 second too quick or 1 second too slow. It's I just can't get it. So, but I do like the direction of it. I like the entire art style and where they took the world. It's like
yeah,
it's exactly what you want from a Jedi game.
yeah,
And it's like Battlefront. I mean, Battlefront is like completely the opposite of what you want from a fucking shooter based in the Star Wars universe. It's like I appreciate the diversity of like gameplay modes,
Yeah.
characters,
Yeah.
and like. But the fact that it was a loot based, like. It wasn't about like not that I'm the best first person shooter anyways, but like it wasn't about just skill. It was about if you know how much time you spent on the game and how much crates you unlocked and your luck. It wasn't really about
Louder.
anything. It wasn't really about anything to do with the game itself. Like you could be amazing at the game and still have shit gear, still have shit characters, still have shit, like ships to do in Squadron because you just didn't get the right loot. And it's like I hate loot shit, dog.
You're talking about Battlefront?
Yeah.
You know,
Battlefront 2 actually.
Okay, the most recent Battlefront 1 and 2, when they came out, people hated them. They were really bad. I mean, Battlefront 2 apparently has made like a great comeback of a full 180, like revolutionary story. People love it now.
Mm-hmm.
But every other EA Star Wars besides that has just been no. So now apparently Ubisoft cut a little deal with Lucasfilms. Because, EA lost the rights, so other studios going to start exploring. Ubisoft claimed, they're already working on something. So, I mean, maybe we'll see something in an Assassin's Creed style of Star Wars. That's what Ubisoft is good for. So. Good for, in quotes. So, yeah, let's see how far that takes us, man.
Yeah, man. What's next?
We got T.I. pointing his gun at his wife.
Now,
Some allegations.
I've seen bits of it. You want me to elaborate a bit?
Yeah, bro.
So I saw it, right? And I saw the post where they were saying that Tiny was responding to this. But based on what I gather, and I got to do more information, more research. You guys do the same. But from what I saw, there's a young lady that were close to the family that T.I. allegedly put a gun to her head in front of children.
Wow.
Now, she put a post out online. You guys can read it. Now, I didn't, and then they said T.I. responded, and his wife Tiny responded. Now, the little clip from what they said that Tiny said, because I didn't click the link, because I was like, this kind of late that I find this out. But it was saying that T.I. and or Tiny was saying that this woman has been harassing them for years.
Yeah.
And the woman inside her post was like, "You try to paint me to be a villain. I didn't tell the police. I was holding it down for you or whatever, but now whatever." And I'm like, "Babe, what?
Yeah.
How do you feel about that, man?"
I mean, T.I. and Tiny have been had a rocky public past. A few years back it was like Tiny cheating on T.I. with some dude. She traveling, going to parties with him, got pictures up. They had
Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah, Floyd, that issue with Floyd Mayweather. T.I.'s been on his bullshit too. Now, I don't remember too many cheating allegations coming from him.
Yeah, I don't think T.I.'s I haven't seen it at least.
So why did they divorce though? He was the one?
Did they divorce?
I thought that it wasn't.
I think they split for
I think they just wasn't together for a while.
Yeah.
I guess we could fact check that if anybody could do that right quick. But what? How do you feel about that, Andrew? Fully.
No, I mean, nothing like this really surprises me. Someone pulling a gun out in front of kids. I know how emotions go. I know how alcohol could do. I'm not saying that these are things that influence him to do that, but I to be honest, I don't really know T.I. like that.
Yeah.
I mean, has he done something like this like in the past?
I have personally never seen it. He seemed to be a guy that uplifts black women, and even when people used to get on him and be like, "Oh, why are you still with Tiny?" when he was like even like on top of the game, hot. They was like, "Why are you with Tiny? She looked like this." And they remember when the memes are like, "She's literally Miss Piggy."
Miss
Yeah,
Piggy.
it was like why, and like I respected T.I. so much because he loved his wife and she's beautiful to him, and he isn't letting people's opinion because he is a good woman and they building something good.
Yep,
she did actually file for divorce in 2016, but they actually working on.
They worked it out. Okay. Yeah. That's good. And that's good. So I personally have never seen T.I. get in any situation where that happened, and I don't think T.I. would put himself in a situation like that because he about money and family.
Yeah. If there's one thing I could say I've seen T.I. really be about is that family situation. Building a little empire with his daughters and his wife, for sure, and his son.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
All the best to him.
For sure.
I still can't like it, but it's like I can't condone. We can't condone. At least in my opinion, we can't condone pulling weapons out on like taking matters unless your life is in danger. Like, don't take matters into your own hands when it comes to, dealing with even people that are harassing you. Like, especially with a previous, like, you've been to jail on a gun charge. Like, let somebody else use the gun, T.I. How about that? Don't you pay people to use the guns?
Yeah.
Do that. How about that?
Yeah, I mean, he has to have at least 12, 13, 14 people around him. Let them pull the gun out.
Yeah.
You ain't got to do that.
Yeah.
You ain't got to do that. Also talking about, some superstars, we got Meg Thee Stallion, her lawyer suggesting that there were gunshot residue on the hands of Tory Lanez, the same man would honestly, at this point, looks like he would give his life to really show people or to prove that he did not do what a lot of people are thinking that he did to Meg Thee Stallion.
Isn't the gunshot residue thing a disputed claim though? This is like, wasn't that the first thing that came out? He was like, oh, there's no, like, there was, at least from what I could remember in the saga, because I stopped, once I realized that nobody was talking at the time, I was just like, I stopped paying attention. But it was it was like there was no gunshot residue on his hands or some shit, so it was like I painted him in a certain light in the beginning, so it was like some mystery on who the shooter was. But now she's like straight up like saying and has said, publicly stated that this nigga is the one who shot me, and we going to court, and it's like, all right, it's about time we get to the nitty gritty of this crazy shit.
And, at this point, they just coming back to, like, points of the, like, this gunshot residue, as you said. This is, like, one of the first things that they brought up. We coming back to these things full circle. Instead, we just solve it. This court date, it already should happen, but, inauguration and all that delayed it.
I can't believe that was the reason why it delayed it. Like,
it seemed a little unbelievable.
Like, what does the inauguration have to do with a judge doing his job?
I don't.
The courts are closed.
Are closed.
That's what happens.
The changeover power, of course. Yes, the courts can't operate when the power is in transition.
All of that.
It's crazy, and this came up because there was an article that said that Tory Lanez is, I think, allegedly allowed to speak on certain situations on it.
Yeah.
But even if you were allowed, why would you? What benefit? Is there speaking on?
There is none, because I feel like you will incriminate yourself.
Precisely.
But from what I saw on the internet, people were telling me Tory free or something like this doesn't mean she lying or whatnot, and I'm like, babe, I ain't gonna lie. So y'all really need to stop feeding into this fire, and we gotta wait till trial reach.
Like I am inclined to believe the person that was fucking shot, bro.
Yeah.
Like, I don't understand this whole fucking backlash or like, first of all, there was only 3 people in the car, so it's like there's 3 versions of the story, and 1 person was shot. So 2 other people have to be unless she shot her fucking self, somebody else have to be the shooter in the vehicle. So it's just like, why are you going above and beyond to fucking defend a nigga who will never ever know you exist? I don't understand that motive for dudes online.
That's true, that's a good point. Why do people pull so hard for, why do they spend so much time and energy and money for these like celebrities who never would even think or even spare a thought about you?
Like, when they come here to fucking take photos on Instagram and get
flex.
Money back and go home, bro.
And go home,
then linking you, then they touching the pub with you. Why you defending this, bro?
Yeah, this is a messy situation, man. These dudes, it's like we always say, we gotta wait for the trial, man.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
So we talked about pardons last week and the week before that.
Yeah.
Now apparently we're a little late on this, but Boosie Badass nigga, he lost his cool after C Murder didn't get the pardon. A lot of people didn't get pardon. Do you think that he might have been upset because people like Lil Wayne got out, Kodak Black got out, but quarterback getting out might have just been a stroke of luck.
A stroke of luck,
Honestly, maybe.
and the fact that he kind of posited towards Trump, in my opinion, based on little things that I've seen. He's been doing a lot of activist work, and he did ask Trump. I think he did ask Trump to let him out and whatnot. And he's like, if you let me out, I could really change my life around and doing all this.
You have to bow. The whole thing about Trump is he wanted you to kiss the ring, and if you kiss the ring, then he might make things happen for you. You might go to prison for 2 weeks, 2 months, but he's gonna get you out of there.
Get you straight
It's a
in.
big deal of that.
Yeah.
Hey, one thing, but that nigga, he's a fuck nigga, but he got all his boys out with him on the way out, bro.
Yeah,
he
man.
was like, all y'all niggas coming with me. I was like, hey, that's some real nigga shit. And like, being a real nigga don't get you nowhere. But like, hey, that was some real nigga shit.
Nigga, he definitely utilized his pardons for sure. Yeah.
And we know who he's good part. Like the Lil Wayne posited he did the right thing, and like all the other Republicans and people who help him basically become president. We spoke about that before. He know what he's doing.
Why did Boosie get so upset? I mean, obviously.
I don't know why he could get upset. See, murder situation is much different.
Yeah.
Because Lil Wayne was once Wayne was involved, he's like, all right, I on the same level as Wayne. Why
He's
my
not.
nigga
No, fuck
nigga
that.
ain't get it?
He's not. Respect the Boozy. You are not on the same level as Wayne. I'm not even talking.
He might say different.
He's not though.
I agree with you, but
He's
he
not.
might say different.
He could say different, and I'm not no disrespect, but I don't even mean like money,
No,
rapping or
100%.
anything like that. It's in terms of influence. Boozy has street influence.
Right.
Lil Wayne has street and
And
political influence.
Yeah.
So
Mainstream pop culture.
the whole Lil Wayne selling his masters, there was a plan, but Lil Wayne may do dumb shit sometimes, like everybody else. But he's a smart nigga, right?
I think that whole him supporting Trump in the first place was a plan to get pardoned. I never.
Lil Wayne, for me, played guilty because I thought about this the other day and people broke it down. He was playing chess.
Think so?
Yeah, boy.
It's
Think
the
about
only,
it.
It's the only thing that makes sense
Money.
in my opinion.
And then he's always that whole anyway. Let's not get too deep into that one.
Yeah.
What's next?
Well, we got Microsoft. We talked about this last week. Microsoft, they almost immediately went back after putting out that they're gonna almost double for Xbox Live Gold, but in the same day, in the same night,
After the internet shot on them.
yeah, after everybody shot on them, they rolled that back. I think they realized they were like, "Babe, our pockets ain't gonna be grease.
Yeah.
We about to lose all our customers because Sony over there being cheaper."
And it's like there was so many. It's like they indentured so much goodwill at the beginning of the console generation because I have friends that were saying why would I buy a PS5 when I could get an Xbox Xbox Series X and pay for Game Pass and get access to over 200 games and this and that. I was like, you know what, you making a very sound argument. I couldn't even there was no holes in what he was saying. But when they try to be greedy and it's like, all right, now we gonna charge y'all niggas a grip to get this up off y'all. It's like now all that utility and goodwill that they tried to gain was squandered immediately. So they realized that in order to stop this ship from sinking, we gotta just take that back. We gotta just pretend like we ain't say that.
Honestly, I always thought that they weren't charging enough for how much they were offering. I mean, like you said, you got access to 200 games.
Fair enough. But double?
Yeah, but almost double. That's craziness.
I could see a 15% increase because on the increment of everybody,
right,
eventually that could pay for itself because a lot of those games they from 360 and whatnot, so nobody's even buying them. So it's like it would pay for itself on a gross product, but it's like when you try to be greedy and try to get it to pay for itself immediately, that's when people folks gotta understand this generation is not gonna just be sheep and be fed whatever bullshit. Regardless whether you politician, corporation, fucking family member, we ain't taking that shit, dog. We just seem to have a fighting spirit in a different way than the previous generation, like the boomers would say. And to be honest, it's pretty inspiring because like look what a bunch like people that shit on internet rage all the time, but look what some internet rage can do.
Save our pockets. I mean,
Real talk.
Facts.
not buy because I don't play Xbox, but
Yeah.
I was I still contemplate because I think I used to be like I always at least get 2 systems from a generation,
right.
because I want to experience as much diversity of content as I can. I think for next generation I might get both a PS5 and an Xbox.
Yeah, like, and thanks for bringing that up. People on the podcast, I mean, listeners for the podcast, the Podcast Therapy podcast, we're gamers, we're nerds, we're into music, we're all that.
Yes, sir.
So we will be bringing you video content as soon as possible. We will be giving you streaming because we stream. So you let us know. We're on Twitch.
Yeah.
So we're gonna be uploading a lot of our videos, funny commentary. You know how it go.
Yes, sir.
You know how it go.
Yes, sir.
Fuck them niggas right now. We talking about we ain't plugging anybody right now. You know what this is, babe.
We a part of the community.
I know we a part of the community, but you to fuck the community up, dog. This is us. Hey, you niggas can't forget us, huh? We in the backyard, dog.
Yeah, we in the backyard.
All right. So what's next, dog?
I don't be in the mall like that, but apparently we have an epidemic of people walking in the mall and just like rattling off to themselves.
I have the fortunate ability to work in the mall. I see a lot of people in the mall, and I always used to remember when I was a kid where people used to walk up to the car and knock on the window and ask for money. Now that I'm a grown man driving my car, I go inside the car and I just see these kids, and even my friends have some stories about this. But there's a lot of kids that's just like young, dirty, walking around, literally walking up. I'm a grown man, you know what I mean? I'm a stranger.
Yeah.
He's coming knocking on my window. Hey, sir, you ain't got the... No.
Yeah.
When I'm in the mall, since I've been in the mall, about 10 women, grown women, have come to me and asked me for money. Grown women ask me for money. I don't know how they got to the mall, drive, catch bus, asking me for money shamelessly in the mall. And I'm like, no, I don't have no money.
Do they look like downtrodden?
They don't look that downtrodden. They look like when they come up with the little black night dress with no bra and stuff and the little thing on their head.
Yeah.
Sometimes they have a bag.
Yeah.
They don't look straight. They don't look like they starving. Those ones, the kids, they look like they just dirty. They come from out of place. But these niggas have cell phones and stuff, but like get away from me, but I don't appreciate that, but I feel like their parents should be in jail, but like you can't have your child on the road harassing people.
Looking like my folks always used to be like, I used to be growing them for this, like, oh, use a representation of me when you go out and this and that. I was like, wait, as a representation of me when I go out this and that.
Yeah,
but when you dealing with a youth of 9, 8 years old, like that is a legitimate representation of your parenting skills, who you are as a person, and the decisions that you've chosen to make. And it's sad because you can't help but feel for a youth who in that situation because they ain't really had no choice in that. You know what I mean? Like they was born in that situation.
Nah, man, you get louder, bro.
Forgive me.
I know.
They was born into that situation, so it's like I can't help but feel empathy for somebody who ain't asked to live in that situation. But like when you have grown folks putting them out there and asking them to breadwin for the family, it's like I can't condone that. I can't support no matter what streets you are. You choose to bring that child into the world, so you need to provide for that child.
I agree, man.
Yes.
And Tico, I feel the same way as you. You know, maybe I don't know. It be okay. These people, I don't know. I don't think they should go to jail. I mean, what could you do with them? Because jail is already overloaded.
Yeah, well, not jail. That was a little bit extreme. Well, I'll take that back. But I mean, in certain times, I agree. In certain circumstances, it's warranted.
Yeah.
Because it's neglect.
It is.
Definitely.
I've come across a woman that left her children a car full of children on, and she's in the mall,
Oh, that happens a lot.
and the police had to come and get the kids and take her in the mall, basically.
Speaking of crime in the mall, I watched somebody get their whole Honda grill get steal as I was leaving the mall. Yesterday afternoon.
Stop that.
Yeah, bro. Like somebody, and there was children in the car. Speaking of
course.
parents and their decisions and how they show their youths. This man just parked the parcel right next to the white Honda.
The SD?
Ripped up. I didn't even know it was. I was too shocked by the
By the
art
action.
Yeah.
portrayed in front of me.
The blatant.
I was like, bro. Next thing you know, scourge out of there, bro. I was like, wait, where the fuck is the police? Where the fuck is the mall security who constantly in this area? Like, why are y'all being paid?
Bro, people in Nassau are getting so wild because something like that happened to my mom recently. She drives like a up to date March, you know, not like 2018, 2019.
You're always looking for March plots, boy.
Listen, I thought she would have been immune, way. No, I was wrong. A nice 20 and park in the yard too, a nice house out east, a gate in front of it. Where these dudes roll up in an SD pass so broad day. I mean, I wasn't there because I just heard the story from my cousin, but they just rolled up, and in a matter of about 5 minutes, two guys hopped out. They basically just lifted the bumper off, because there's only like clips under there. And they just hauled back in the passo and gone. It's like, what's going on?
When you can't really trace and track the parts when say you take, like, like that's a like, and the police ain't fucking like, I must go chase down a bumper for you.
Listen,
They still look at you like you fucking trying to tell them to fucking eat their ass or some shit.
this is $1 million idea, but listen.
Okay.
What if you start putting it have to be one of us.
Fuck integrity.
One of us, we have to start this business where we put trackers on people car parts.
Okay.
So when the stuff get taken, you pay us, we can track it down.
Okay.
You
You giving the listeners? Hold on. My co-host giving the listeners the fucking sauce.
Yeah, we.
They can see a lie there. We got a pattern that if y'all steal that, we know who y'all is, babe.
Yeah, we. That's an
got-
idea.
we got-
Timestamp your street.
No, wait, never. We got
All
shoot.
you gotta do is show up to
I
the patent
gotta
office
let them know we got shooters.
Boy, you can
yeah.
trackers on fucking. Boy, what? You can pull up to the wrong spot, bro.
Yeah, we.
No, wait, but no, we don't have to go through that. We could literally have a system to where as we alert the police,
Yeah, of course.
and then they go deal with it.
Of course.
It's just us monitoring it, and then when the customer's part or car goes missing, we alert the police. We call them. We alert the police, and then they go deal with it, and then they pay us for the service. We had to take a whole break because we understand that y'all can steal our fucking idea, so we had to discuss it.
Thieves.
But anyway, we gonna move on. Drew, you said there was Francois. You said there was something that you wanted to bring up.
Well, isn't. What do you guys think? Is it worth traveling right now? Due to the quarantining period and the test, how much you would have to pay for a test. Do you think it's worth it to travel right now just to get
At the leisure?
Yeah, just for leisure?
No, in my opinion.
Is the average test still $200 to $300?
I think it varies.
It goes from $150 to $250. I've heard some people say $150.
I can live with $150. If it's $150,
yeah.
Depending on where I going, what I going, if I say I had a certain someone I wanted to go see.
Yeah.
Maybe it would be if I know that the destination is I would be safe once I get there. I would be safe in transit. As long as I mind my P's and Q's, if I can get it for $150, I'd go.
Yeah.
But anything over that, we getting into territory where it's alright, this financially, this don't make no sense because the ticket could be at least $6, depending on where you going.
Yes.
But unless you trying to go to a hot spot like Florida, where you can get a ticket for $2, $3 maybe.
Yeah.
But if you actually trying to go somewhere to be away from the bullshit,
yeah,
you could be spending a grip. So if you, it might not be worth it to spend a grip again.
I don't think it's worth it. Like you say, that's a whole, bro. I don't even think 150 is a starting point. I honestly think it's like 250 is for a test. So you're paying 250, and then there's a ticket on top of that. Let's say you going to Florida. That's the cheapest you're gonna get.
What fuck it up is having to take the test here. When I was taking the test in the States, it was perfect, bro. I do a little trip taking this test in the States, and it was for the low over there.
Yeah.
When I was coming back, it was like breezy. But it's like now that I have to go over there with a test, boy, it's a tough problem.
Right, you could have finessed it before, because you could if you know some place like over there, you could have come back over with a free test. But now, because of Biden, rolling out his little situation.
Yeah, the mandatory quarantine.
It's tough. Yeah, you can't blame him.
Especially what's going on.
You can't blame him.
You definitely cannot blame him for what's going on.
You got states that ain't even try to fucking, like, they don't give no fuck. So it's like, at the national level, they gotta take a stand somewhere.
That's true. So we rolling into close to the end of the show. The last thing we got here is, maybe it's a back and forth thing. We could talk about it, but what would be you guys' perspective on why some women call all men trash?
Well,
what do you think led them to that point?
Because of the rate of men abusing and sexually abusing women and all the bad shit that men do, and the statistics shows that there's a majority of men that just do it. It's bound to happen based on what's happening.
Is it a majority though? Or is it just a consistent number?
We could argue this facts, but they saying that a women business happening right now for them.
Fair enough.
So
I forgot this devil advocate.
And I'm just because based off of my personal relationships with females, and almost every female that I know have either been sexually abused, mentally abused, domestically abused, and it's rampant.
Yeah.
So I totally understand when they say men is trash, but it really does affect me as a man that doesn't engage in any sort of thing. I in fact have been hit by a woman for nothing, for literally nothing.
Yeah. And
the thought of hitting her back never came across my mind.
Yeah.
I dealt with it calm because I'm just a different type of nigga. Now, I just don't know. I do think that certain people, men and women, put themselves in toxic relationships and toxic situations.
Absolutely.
Where that type of talk and violence can be shown even early. And it happens when they date early and they don't really get to know these people. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And that goes for men and women.
Mm-hmm.
It's unfortunate because some folks grow up in homes where they see that as the only way for love to be expressed, because that's how their father or their mother's boyfriend expressed love on them, or that's how their mother expressed. That's how the dynamic was.
Exactly.
And so it's a feedback. It's a negative feedback loop at that point. But at the same time, you have folks that. You've done a good job at painting the picture of the true realities of what shitty men engage in on a consistent basis. Men that are immature and don't have the ability to interact with people on a human level. But at the same time, I do want to make sure that folks take accountability for the people that they choose to keep in their lives. Not to say that, not to victim blame and to say that they, deserve to be treated a certain way because they chose to keep, like you said, a toxic relationship intact.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it is you are the closest person to a toxic relationship, so you are the first warning sign. Your friend can tell you all the advice and this and that and whatnot, but they ain't the one living it on a day-to-day basis. I know it's difficult for a lot of women to often get out of toxic relationships because when it gets abusive, that's when niggas just get possessive and shit. And but at the same time, you have to take the accountability for the people that you choose to keep in your life, and I think that's a trend that is really changing in our generation. People are doing their due diligence and making sure that the people that they keep around them are of sound character and at the very least from what they present to be people that they could
Okay.
at the very it's changing, and it because the information is so available, it's trending in that direction. But it's still on us as men to like check our brethren and to check niggas that we come in contact with who
every day.
we know interact with women in these ways, and like in some cases brag about it on social media. So like it's up to us to keep niggas like that in check as well, because if they see if nobody telling them that what they doing is wrong, then they'll just continue to do it. So
yeah.
All right, well, we have to wrap it up because the curfew is running out.
Curfew about to slap the shit out of us.
Very close. These guys they need time to travel. So thanks for tuning in. This is episode 5 of Backyard Therapy.
We got some more. Yes. And also, look out. We dropped 2 episodes. 2 episodes. Check out episode 4. It's lit. All right. Peace out.
Take it easy.
Yeah.